What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and this morning we're going to be talking about the Modern Warfare 3 Warzone map, all new gameplay reveals, plus even more. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and also as a reminder, we got plenty of brand new coverage going up over on detonated.com, including articles in regards to all the Modern Warfare 3 marketing, and tons of tweets over on Detonated's Twitter as well. The link to a brand new outlet is, of course, down below in this video's description. Detonated is, of course, a new outlet expanding all the coverage you're seeing here on this channel. But with that being said, later today we're going to be getting a separate blog post talking all about the open world combat missions inside of Modern Warfare 3. I'll be live streaming my reaction to that blog post here on the channel and posting a separate video about all the details from that blog later today as well. So be on the lookout for all of that and make sure you have notifications on to stay up to date with everything going on for MW3. We're going to get into the new Warzone map in just a second, but what's really related to that topic is what we got to see in the gameplay premiere yesterday over at Gamescom. So first off, they went ahead and confirmed that COD Next 2 is indeed happening, a live stream event from Call of Duty themselves, which will be on October the 5th, and which will get even more information about MW3 multiplayer, MW3's Warzone map, and of course Warzone mobile. So we'll be seeing likely trailers for all three of those experiences at COD Next, and it's unclear as of right now if other content creators are going to be flown out to that event to actually play the game hands-on, to premiere gameplay on their individual channels. I was invited to COD Next last year and it was a fantastic time, so fingers crossed we'll do that again later this fall. But yeah, that's when we're going to be getting our full-fledged reveals for a majority of Modern Warfare 3. It's unclear what's happening with zombies, or if they're going to wait until maybe Season 6 Reloaded or a Halloween event inside of Modern Warfare 2 to talk more about what's going to be happening in zombies. I'll keep you guys posted with that for those that are interested. But they also confirmed the beta dates for Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer. So a day after COD Next, October the 6th, is when the beta begins on PlayStation exclusively for that weekend. Then a week later, we'll be getting it on all other platforms, Xbox, PC, etc. But extra bits of footage did get posted separately from the big gameplay reveal of the campaign mission Operation 627. These little clips were featured in the Gamescom panel or posted over on Sledgehammer's Twitter as well in case you guys missed them. We get a really nice shot of somebody, I believe, jumping into what could be a Warzone map. I mean, it might be a campaign mission, but this looks absolutely fantastic. Gorgeous looking shot here. Could be our first look at our next Warzone map, and we'll circle back to that in a couple of minutes. We can see somebody planting a C4 on an ATV, then getting off of it to blow up a helicopter, which is wild. Also, somebody throwing propane tanks and shooting them. Heavy vibes of Extinction from Call of Duty Ghosts, where we also had to throw propane tanks in some of the levels there. And with that, we can also see what looks like the Verdansk Dam, that point of interest being expanded upon inside of yet another mission. So we'll get back to Verdansk in a few minutes too, because we're going to be seeing a lot of that map as it seems throughout a lot of the MW3 campaign. Also some ledge hanging and the very, very clean HUD that we're going to be having inside of the campaign as well. Also a weapon of high rarity being looted from a chest. So yes, Warzone-like chests are going to be in campaign, on top of the ability to actually utilize kill streaks, vehicles, and other forms of equipment to really spice up the gameplay. These will of course be the open combat missions. They're a little open world like, where they're not linear like traditional campaign missions, but you have the freedom of choice to do as you please in those experiences. So again, we'll be talking more about that with the blog post coming out later today. But we then got confirmation from a recent blog post that Call of Duty posted that yes, Operation 627, the mission that we got full gameplay of during Gamescom, does actually take place by the Verdansk prison. Yes, the same one that we know and love from Warzone 1. That's the same prison here. So that actually raises a lot of questions. And the fact that it's called Operation 627, who are we rescuing exactly from the prison, right? Prisoner 627 in the original Modern Warfare trilogy was Captain Price. He obviously got captured at the end of COD 4, in which we rescued him towards the middle of the Modern Warfare 2 2009 campaign. So we're kind of repeating that beat a little bit here with Modern Warfare 3. But is Captain Price Prisoner 627? I mean, Barry Sloan, who plays Captain Price in the Modern Warfare reboot, did add the number 627 to his name. Is it just to throw us off? Is it just like a red herring? Is it something that is just meant to make us think it's Captain Price, but it's actually not? It was confirmed in the blog post that we're actually playing as a PMC group. So did Price somehow get captured and now a PMC group's rescuing him? I mean, I could have sworn in this gameplay we could hear the voices of Ghost or Soap or some other familiar people that are in 141, but maybe this group isn't 141. And it's also confirmed that the prison has been occupied by Coney, therefore Makarov isn't the person we're breaking out of prison. So it's a little confusing right now as to what's going on with the narrative, but I love the fact that this is the case so that everything is a surprise when campaign early access begins in early November. Now in regards to gameplay, we could see a grapple ability being used. I'm very curious if they'll be adding that feature into modes like multiplayer and Warzone later. We hear some stellar sound design in this gameplay, and also some really fluent footage of the movement, weapons being swapped out, reloading, got some inspect animations. The footage looked great. A huge graphical improvement over Modern Warfare 2 by far, and also the rappelling down the prison itself as well, and kind of hip firing to take out out some actual guards that can't see anything because it's pitch black in there. Heavy Modern Warfare. I mean, the thing is, the mission itself just screams Modern Warfare. It is peak Infinity Ward, or in this case, Sledgehammer, just utilizing everything in terms of that gritty, realistic, dark approach that Modern Warfare is known for. Now, what's cool is we got our first look at shared attachments on brand new MWIII weapons. So the MTZ-556 is seen with a Thermo Optic X9 scope, which is a scope that we had in Modern Warfare 2. So yes, you can actually mix and match attachments across both sets of weapons, which is awesome. And in terms of new weapons that we got to see in this gameplay, they include the Drakur 556, probably butcher that name completely, the MTZ 556, the Scorpion Evo 3, which is awesome, the G36, a classic, and a Glock 21. In regards to old weapons that we got to see, those include the M4, the EBR 14, the Bryson 800, and the Kastov 762, as well as the Kastov 74U. Most of those were found on the ground after killing a bunch of guards. But the thing is, right, Operation 627 takes place on October 13th, 2023, day before my birthday. But Verdansk was nuked during 2021, according to the Cold War cutscene that we got back during, what was that, Season 3, a couple of years ago of that game's life cycle. So what exactly happened here? Was the nuke event actually retconned? Did zombies not actually take over the map? Did we not nuke the map at all? Or are they retconning it to where, yeah, Verdansk got taken over by Coney, but it wasn't actually blown up and there weren't any zombies there after all? What exactly happened here, right? I'm sure these questions are going to be answered relatively soon, but you could actually stretch it out a bit and say that, yeah, the map did get nuked, but the nuke didn't touch the prison somehow. Maybe the Gulag survived, but every other point of interest on Verdansk did not. And then if you're like, wait, DK, what about that mission takes place towards the dam or the stadium that we got footage of in some other trailers recently? Maybe those are actual flashbacks, but this prison mission at the beginning of Modern Warfare 3 is not a flashback. This one's present day, as it says here with the date, unless the dates could be changed when the campaign does release. Lots of questions as to how Verdansk even makes sense to still be standing in 2023. But the thing is, right, I don't feel like they'd be pushing Verdansk this hard if there wasn't something really important going on with the map itself, right? I'm not saying it's coming back to Warzone, but maybe they truly did retcon that Zombies Outbreak event, and they want to make sure they make that very clear in this campaign so that it leaves the door open to possibly bringing the map back to Warzone in the future. I mean, hey, Warzone Mobile's going to have Verdansk support globally this fall when everybody out there could download the game. Is it possible they've somehow engineered in cross gameplay or cross-platform gameplay to where people on console, PC, and mobile can play Verdansk all at the same time? Considering Warzone Mobile's going to have all the same weapons anyways, Modern Warfare 3, maybe that's what's been happening here. But the thing is, right, with featuring Verdansk a ton in the campaign, not just the prison, but then the dam or the stadium, whatever else, even if it's through flashbacks, they've essentially rebuilt the map on the new engine with new technology. So if they've built the map from scratch again, it opens up the door to lots of complaining about bringing the map back into Battle Royale. No matter how many new maps they introduce, no matter how good the new maps are that they introduce into Warzone, everybody's gonna ask for Verdansk. And having it in campaign continuously fuels that conversation, which to me isn't a good idea. But hey, if they bring Verdansk back, I'm down for it. I totally am, but I'm just not looking forward to consistent complaints from everybody. Whenever they introduce us to a new map, everybody's like, oh, I don't care about that. I don't care how good that map is. Just bring back Verdansk. It's already in campaign. Why not port it over into BR? Hopefully it's not going to be that controversial this year. But last year, Las Almas as a Battle Royale map did leak out. I believe it was even during the beta window of Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. Points of interest for a Las Almas BR map did leak out. Favela is also one of those points of interest, and I'm assuming Punta Mar, a new map that got added into 6v6 multiplayer, is probably a point of interest on that map. We also know we have Mercado Las Almas, we have shootouts taking place over there, we have ground war maps take place in Las Almas. We already have a lot of Las Almas in MW2, so it just made sense that Las Almas would eventually be a BR map. But reportedly, a TAC map was shown for the new Warzone map at a recent private briefing at Sledgehammer Games, and apparently the TAC map looks identical to the Las Almas TAC map that you can actually find physically in campaign. And apparently it looks like that, but it's actually not being called Las Almas, but it's being labeled as Urzikstan. Now, Urzikstan is an important point of interest that we've seen plenty of in Modern Warfare 19, a bit of Modern Warfare 2. It's been talked about so much throughout intel and cinematic cutscenes and so on and so forth. So I could see Urzikstan being a logical next Battle Royale map aside from Las Almas. I get that, but I wonder what changed, narratively at least, to where they're going to take Las Almas or the layout of that BR map and just kind of of give it a makeover and label it Urzikstan. I wonder what exactly happened here. And on top of that, if you look at the zombies image from Modern Warfare 3, you could see a burger joint in the distance, and the language is clearly Middle Eastern, and based on the outfits of the zombies, you could tell it's in the Middle East. So maybe Urzikstan is just the BR map for Warzone, and it'll be the same environment that's utilized inside of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. For some reason, I just didn't want to go with Las Almas, even though that would have been fine, and it would have made sense considering this game's a sequel to Modern Warfare 2, unless this new campaign coming out doesn't at all really follow up on what's going on with Alejandro, Valeria, Las Almas, the Mexican cartels. Maybe the game won't focus on that at all, so they figured, hey, let's go with a map that makes more sense narratively, which is Urzikstan. But I think an amazing announcement that came out just recently, which we'll talk more about in separate videos as well, is that all of the crazy new mechanic and movement changes for Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer are going to be applied to Warzone 2 as well, and will be applied to Warzone 2 once Season 1 releases, along with the Modern Warfare 3 integration featuring all the weapons on December the 5th, whenever Season 1 is supposed to begin, that first week of December. So that's crazy. Warzone is getting a full-fledged overhaul thanks to the Modern Warfare 3 integration, which is wild to think about. So all the changes, like I said, with movement, mechanics, you know, how fluent everything is, all of those enhancements are going to make their way into Battle Royale. So I can't even imagine how those updates could impact existing Warzone 2 maps like Almas, Ashika, Vandal. I'm really excited to see how that's all going to pan out. But then that begs the question too, what does happen to those existing Warzone 2 maps? Will they all stay in the game? Or will the new Urzikstan big map replace Almas? That probably makes the most sense file size wise. But then will Almas still be playable for DMZ, considering there are a lot of faction missions in DMZ requiring you to play Almas? So that's a lot of big questions that we can ask right now about what the future of Warzone and DMZ is once the Modern Warfare 3 integration happens, and we'll touch more about that when we learn more information. But I want to end this video off with a reminder of the information that MWIII provided. He's a fellow content creator that focuses on Warzone, and apparently has a source of some sort, reported on a lot of specific leaks last year for MW2 and Warzone 2, all of which came true. He went ahead and reported the following details about the next Warzone map. He said that the map has slide canceling, which we know MW3 does, so that makes sense. No giant hill in the middle, tons of buildings, points of interest, unlike Caldera, lots of areas that actually look memorable, and Vandal has plenty of those, which I'm excited about, so hopefully they take some inspiration from that as well. Downtown's very Verdansk-like, with the biggest building being Overwatch or MW3 at the top, very reminiscent of Blackout's construction site. Countdown from COD 4 is in the map. Game looks like Modern Warfare 2, but improved, hoping they make animation smoother and faster. We know they will. Less open fields and more building-based battles. Looks like tons of opportunity for regaining, and honestly wouldn't be surprised if they tried pushing player limits past 150 yet again. The map has a ton of Verdansk inspiration and little to no inspiration from Masra or Caldera. So yeah, if you look at what we know so far about Las Almas and combine that with the new information about Urzikstan, I think these statements line up with what MWIII is saying. There's probably a bunch of remasters on it. There's probably a lot of cool environments that make the map stand out in comparison to previous Warzone maps. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the information we have thus far about the next Warzone experience coming with the Modern Warfare 3 integration? How are you feeling about the brand new gameplay reveals and everything else we discussed? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.